Boom! Just slap his
Yeah,
head.
that was fun. You're still going to get some cut somewhere.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So did you? Hello and welcome to another episode of ScreenRant Stuntmen React. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We're rejoined this week by Hasit. Hello, Hasit.
Hello.
If you didn't see Hasit's show last week, go check it out. He talked about some of his great work on Aladdin. But today we're going to get into our first clip.
Sherlock, season 4, episode 1. It's a fight between Sherlock and...
Sasha Dowan, who I doubled in this.
Okay, so you're doubling the guy fighting Benedict.
That's right,
So
yeah.
essentially, you fought Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he's got like a balaclava on, so I think it was me the whole time actually, because you know, being on a TV job, like you've got limited time. I think they shot this in an afternoon or something.
Okay, so did you have time to kind of run through the choreo with Benedict before you did this?
Yeah, we had a couple of rehearsals before. He'd just come off Doctor Strange actually, which
Okay,
I
nice.
doubled him for, right? Yeah, so he was like, you know, feeling good about, you know, getting involved with fights and things like that. So
I taught him well.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
So was it him throughout this fight? Did he have a double at any point?
He had a double, yeah, but he decided he wanted to do the action. So
Benedict's
it was
pretty game for
yeah.
for stuff. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, which is nice.
Big window break there through the window into a swimming pool.
Yeah, so that was separate VFX shot,
Okay.
which they obviously overlaid over the top of the fight.
So did you actually go from the window to the pool, or did they make that feel like one shot?
No, they made it feel like one
Okay.
shot, yeah.
What is that like breakaway glass? Or what did you?
Yeah, so it was 10mm glass or something with a detonator on it, so you have to time it. So they fire this you have to go at, you know, the same time to make it look like you're the one causing the break.
Oh, interesting.
Well, and it's real glass, so the possibility of getting cut and
Yeah.
is quite high, you know.
The safest way of doing it, you're still going to get some cut somewhere.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So did you?
Yeah, I had like a small cut to the head and stuff like that.
Right,
but
okay.
you know, I guess for the scale of the stunt, it was,
Sure.
you know, it went really well.
How did you go about protecting yourself something like that from taking more damage and cuts?
So I had to shave my head for this. So
Right, okay.
there wasn't too much you could do really in terms of protecting your head and stuff like that, but everything else was pretty covered up. You put a little bit of tape on your hands if you can get away with it. You know, any sleeves or anything like that to cover any exposed skin. But like I say, you know, it was like, you know, a couple of cuts on the fingers maybe, and then a little cut to the head, which, you know, for a glass stunt is pretty good going.
And is that also Benedict going through the window with you?
That was
His double.
Benedict stunt double, yeah. So
Okay.
we both went together. So it was,
Yeah.
a little bit of sort of.
I was going to say, how'd you work out that timing? You just have to kind of just...
So luckily in this, they knew where the fight was going to be at that point, so we could just start holding on to each other, and then we sort of both went at the same time.
Right, okay, nice. A bit of head slam in there for Benedict. So you
Yeah.
just slap his head
Yeah,
to
that was fun.
Do you just like grip the hair, but
Yeah, and sort of let him do it, and it was I think it's like a chopping board, which is sort of made of foam. So
Oh, okay, so you can
it's
actually
not too
slam it.
bad. But you know, like again, anyone going face first into anything is
Yeah, so-
I always find
a
head
bit
slams are hard, like,
yeah.
because, well, especially if you're a stunty dude, you don't usually get like a soft thing. You know, sometimes it's the old head on the hand or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's really hard to like go for it and not, you either basically smash your head a bit
Yeah.
and take a lump, or you kind of don't, you know, you just quite kiss it and it doesn't look quite
Yeah.
right. It's hard,
Yeah.
it's really hard to
Yeah.
get right.
and for you, Hasit, as a performer, like number one rule that I keep hearing from you guys is that you obviously don't want to hurt your actor.
Yeah.
So it must be slightly nerve-wracking having to slam one of the most famous men alive's head into a, you know, not.
Yeah, I just let him do it, to be honest.
So he's just
Yeah.
purely.
Yeah, I'm just there to follow. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you do some of the stuff in the pool as well?
Yeah. It
And
was,
what's that like, kind of fighting in water? There's just an added
it's
element to it.
really difficult, actually. I don't know if you've ever done a fight in water, but
No.
like, it's really difficult to sell any real movement in there. You know, you can't really do any hits because it doesn't really work in water, but it looks cool, you know, visually. It's, you know, a bit more jeopardy to it, isn't there?
Yeah. Watching this scene, I'm not really sure buy a bit of water to the eyes would make him. His
Yeah.
burns.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a really cool fight.
I guess the story point is he's trying to drown him, but
Yes.
I mean, there's a whole pool there, Yeah. And he's Sherlock, so I would have thought he could figure that out.
Why are you making me do that?
Falcon, Winter Soldier versus John Walker. You know, John's just killed that guy, and there's this like kind of big fight that's been brewing for quite some time. Obviously, we've got kind of like a three-way fight here, 2 versus 1. Does it make it more difficult when it's not just like a one-on-one fight and you've got to think about 3 people's choreo at the same time?
Yeah, it's a bit more involved, isn't it? Like, you sort of have to think about an extra person, essentially. Like, you know, it doesn't really matter who the main person is that's fighting. It's all 3 of you have to work together at the same time.
For that moment where Falcon tries to take off and he gets slammed into the floor, like he actually does like a full somersault there. Do you think again that would be like wire work? How do you think they would?
The flight looked a little bit floaty, so I imagine he was on a wire, but it makes sense with like him having wings attached, I suppose. It kind of looks right.
So like when we say like floaty, like when you look back at like X-Men movies, they're kind of notorious for like this kind of floaty wire effect where you can just, when people are moving through the air, you can just tell they're on wires. You know, you always try and avoid that floaty effect where it gives away straight away that they're on wires. You know, you want to make it look as natural as possible.
Yeah, it sort of detracts attention from the action a little bit, doesn't it? Because it looks a little bit off.
It's the timing between the wire guys and the performers. If they start pulling before he starts lifting, then obviously it doesn't look right. You know, when you lift someone, you go to lift, then they start to pick up. So it's getting that timing to make it look as natural as possible. And sometimes, especially on TV shows, you don't always get the time to really finesse it and get it, 100%. So you know, you get it as close as you can.
Boom!
Yeah.
Is it like a digi double there?
I don't know.
That for me in the whole fight stands out because when he picks him up, there's like a clear gap between where his shoulder is, and then using a man to, baseball bat someone else. I don't know. You know, we're talking about like the physics of it seem just a little bit off. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a cool. I suppose it's like a cool move.
Well, it's like a tag team wrestling move, isn't it? Basically, basically, unless Captain America was activating his core and holding himself up in that position, his body would just flop, flop down. So it just looks a bit weird, but
I get why they have to have that shot to kind of cut in between.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a cool move. Like it's a nice finishing move, tag team.
Thanks for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the show. And thank you to Hasit for joining us for the last couple of episodes. You've been great.
Thanks for having me.
And join us next time where we'll be talking more stunts from the world of film and TV.
Thanks, guys.